Hey guys, midterms are around the corner. Just want to let you know that. So, unfortunately, I gotta start studying. But my midterm schedule is not really all that bad because I know midterms start next week. But I'm starting my geometry midterm Wednesday and Thursday in school. And my health midterm is also Thursday, so I gotta figure out how to mix that into play. I mean, I guess I can ask my geometry teacher if I can take the second part of that midterm Friday, so that way I can focus on the health midterm for Thursday, but, I don't know, best of luck for me. But in order to focus on my English and American midterms, I really don't know, but I'll think of something. But, oh wait, actually, okay, that's not what I want to talk to you about. You're here for the MLP reviews, and as you can probably tell, we're up to games Ponies play. We are so close to the end of Season 3. So, I think I should stop rambling, and let's get started watching games Ponies play. So we actually pick up from where the one scene from Just for Sidekicks left off.
You can do this? Of course. One of the regions couldn't. Piece of cake.
And we're skipping that, thankfully. As apparently the
Crystal Pony so-and-so. Duh. Of course they're excited. They're up for the Equestria Games. It's only the biggest sporting event in all of Equestria.
And the Equestria Games are like the Olympic Games, only it's in like one frickin' place. Sorry if I'm shaking, I just finished having ice and water, so I'm freezing right now.
Did Cloudsdale host the Equestria Games one year? No.
Philadelphia.
Why is it that young Rainbow looks so adorable when she screams no? So, yeah, so Kaden summoned the main six to try to convince the Games Inspector to basically let the Crystal Empire be the host of the Equestria Games.
Exactly. Princess Cadence is counting on us to do our part to convince the Games Inspector to choose the Crystal Empire.
I just said that. Well, anyways, they try to practice.
And we need to practice the steps.
On a train car?
You heard the pony. On your hook.
So they try to do the cheer on the stage, but...
Crystal Empire, ladies. Watch your step leaving the train.
Hey, how come Fluttershy has Twilight's cutie mark for some reason?
Probably should have watched our step when we were still on it, too.
Or you could have just practiced while you were waiting. So they basically stopped by the Crystal Empire's spa, and...
Clap your hooves and do a little shake.
Okay, are Cadence and Twilight going to do that every single time they meet? Really? So Rarity, of course, is...
Please, everybody, stand back. I need air. Go ahead and try whatever you want. It's all complimentary for the welcome committee. That over there is a crystal mud bath, which relaxes your body and rejuvenates your coat.
It doesn't look anything like a mud bath. It just looks like green, bubbly jello.
Now, I realize it can be kind of strange to climb into the mud, but if you'll just give it a chance, I'm sure Sticky nose!
It's Pinky logic.
Pinkie Pie, honestly.
So apparently, I guess Cadence taught Twilight some lessons to think, calm thoughts, and breathe in and breathe out without over-exaggerating.
Go ahead. Have a good time while I get my ceremonial headdress done. Ceremonial headdress? When meeting with important guests, it was tradition for rulers of the Crystal Empire to weave crystals into their names in a very specific way.
And...
the Games Inspector is known for doing her homework.
Yeah, well, she is an inspector after all. They always expect the best, and it's like one little mess up and it's game over.
She'll certainly be expecting my look to reflect the importance of her visit. Princess.
But then the male pony comes in for...
Small detail. Whoa!
But then Rainbow Dash intervenes, but Rarity...
All the precise instructions right here.
But Rarity decides to step in and try to weave the Crystal Main herself as...
You sure you're up to this? Working on the hair of royalty on such an auspicious occasion is the opportunity of a lifetime. I will give it everything I've got. See? No worries.
But then we find out the games inspector is showing up early.
You... What? Couldn't have told her that news first?
Yeah, why didn't you just tell her that news first?
That's 15 minutes from now. How long before Cadence?
Alright, so while Rarity tries to work on the main, Twilight and the others try to find the pony with the flower-shaped luggage.
Ma'am?
Yes, what is it?
Oh, no. Be cool. Well, I know you're not expecting us, but we're here to personally welcome you to the Crystal Empire.
The whole lot of you came to do that.
Yes.
Darn tootin', ain't that the cat's meow? Y'all didn't need to do that.
Oh gee, I wonder, could this person possibly not be the games inspector? I wouldn't think that the games inspector would be any stereotypical if it had red arrows pointing at her saying, oh look, she's not the game inspector. Seriously, this couldn't get any more obvious if it had giant blinking lights at it saying, not the game inspector.
Mind if you do?
Ooh, I love it.
And even more of the irony, they actually just showed the game inspector her coming off the train after immediately coming out of the train station.
But
It's just so complicated.
And we also find out that Rarity trying to weave the main crystal thing is a disaster.
Step 12 was optional.
Yeah, that's pretty much the equivalent of a 5-year-old trying to unweave her older sister's hair. It's pretty bad. So again...
golly, the Crystal Castle! Well, I've seen pictures, but I never expected it.
So yeah, so meanwhile, the main 5 are showing the tour to the not games inspector, who I guess has claustrophobia. Yeah, they don't necessarily explain if she has claustrophobia or something, but...
Watch that. All part of the game.
Yeah, how much you want to bet that, even though I said this before, how much you want to bet this is going to bite them back in the ass?
And since we're not even from...
And then we get the main 5 with Rarity pretty much doing the Crystal Empire here, which is one of the major highlights of this episode. Party King for the win. You know, I really wish that my school's flag team would be much more energetic than what we basically get at our football games.
It's all right. Maybe I'll just take my little run outside now.
Or, if you like, we could give you a tour of the castle. That way, you could be burning and stretching all at the same time.
How would that even work? You've only been here like once, and you've never been inside the castle.
Oh, a tour of the Crystal Castle. I'd love that a whole heap.
Gosh, we've hardly ever even been here before. It's just another test.
It's not a friggin' test. Okay, I think even someone like Rainbow would eventually realize, oh hey, this might be really fucking stupid.
We got our role in it, remember?
Ugh. You gotta be kidding me.
Honey, get me to it! I'll do it! Let me.
So while Twilight goes to check back in on Rarity, here's another big shock. She comes across the person that I'm sure is not the game. You know well, I'm already done building. I think that's pretty much what the main problem with this episode is. Once we get to, like, I think once we get, like, I'm really trying to, I can't really speak. So yeah, I think that's maybe just the major problem with this episode. Once we're like 8 minutes in, and once we find out what the conflict is, we already pinpoint what the problem is going to be, and we already know what the outcome is going to be. The main six are going to give the presentation and the welcoming to the wrong pony. Then they're going to find out eventually that she's the wrong person, and then they're going to get penalized by the person they were supposed to get. Seriously, after 8 minutes in, you can pretty much smell the plot points from like a mile away. So I think that's basically one of the episode's drawbacks. But then we get this scene that makes up for it, where Twilight tries to check in on Rarity.
We finished the welcome committee song, and we just wanted to introduce Miss Harshwitty to... No! Mrs. Cadence isn't ready. Things gone terribly wrong. I need to speak to the princess. You can't! You mustn't! She's in the middle of a delicate conditioning visit that must go perfectly if there's to be any hope for her hair. Come on. How bad could it be? Imagine her mane turned into a porcupine.
I don't know why, but that's just so freaking hilarious. Along with this part.
On the brink of tragedy, but you have got to buy me some time. There's no other way.
You know, Rarity being overdramatic in episodes is just really fun to laugh at.
So, you see this here? This.
Oh yeah, and speaking of the welcoming committee, Pinky trying to give the person the tour just about as go as well, because it's Pinky. She barely has anything up here.
It's known for its brownness.
So then Rainbow Dash tries to take over the tour, where again, she's just too overconfident of saying that this is a test and barely has no idea where she's going. You know, wouldn't it be easier if they just had like a guy or one of the guards that ask where they're going? Wouldn't that be much easier?
This way. And walking.
So eventually Twilight goes to see her brother Shining Armor, who apparently is now not only captain of the Royal Guards, but also the coach of the Crystal Empire team.
Twilight!
Hello there. Shining Armor, you've got to help me.
Everything okay?
I left the other ponies behind giving the games inspector the worst castle tour ever.
You know, if they were showing it to the real games inspector, it would be much worse.
Come on, gang! Are we gonna gallop or are we gonna trot? Castle tour, huh? I'm pretty sure I can give you a hook for that. Let's move!
Yeah, just pray that your little sister didn't have her ears bleed out from yelling.
Everything's gonna be okay.
I know. I'm not worried. It worked.
And then things go from bad to worse as the pony, I don't know if she has a name, but we're gonna find out soon, starts a madhouse as Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash start to, and then we get this. I love this part. That part always cracks me up.
That felt good.
Ugh, the stereotype in this character hurts my sanity. Like, seriously, if you honestly think that 4Kids could get racist at times, can be stereotypical and racist sometimes, this character is way beyond that.
Nothing like a great run to shake the cobwebs off these old bones. Hey there, Speedy.
And, oh, here's a big shock. They made the presentation to the wrong pony.
From Mustangnia, here to enjoy a little bag high. Never thought I'd also be meeting royalty to boot.
Is she trying to hit on him?
You are Miss Harshwitty, the Equestria Games Inspector, aren't you?
That would be a big no. See, what did I tell you? Once you see the plot going from from 8 minutes in, you can pretty much smell the plot points from a mile away. As Bedro would put this.
Now that is irony.
Inspector, what now?
Told ya. Well, you were bound to have this happen eventually. And here's a big surprise. It's the games inspector, Miss Harshwinny, coincidentally happens to be at the spa where Cadence just finished just getting her hair done, which, by the way, actually looks really pretty. And Miss Harshwinny lives up to her name and pretty much penalizes everyone.
For the worst welcome I've had in all my years. I can't believe it. What was wrong with your welcome? There wasn't one. What is going on?
The castrating irons that way, honey.
Princess, we gave our welcome to the wrong pony. Left the right one waiting at the station and completely ruined everything.
And mostly because the account was on behalf of your head, Rainbow. Because you were pretty much the cause of, well, pretty much everything in this episode.
Wait a minute, When I was a little Billy, I wanted so badly for Cloudsdale to win the Equestria Games.
You know, just hearing this explanation kind of reminds me of Laura from Project Runway in season 10, where she tries to explain, like, oh, I've been designing since I was 5, 8 years old. It's like, nobody freaking cares. Like, seriously, if you're just one of those saps who have to explain their story to people over and over again on why they think they deserve something, that's not going to get you far. It's just going to piss people off, and they're going to say, who the fuck cares?
But it didn't happen. So I thought I could make up for that disappointment by helping the Crystal Empire win the chance to host the games. But it looks like I ruined your chances instead.
Not so bad, Speedy. I just finished hearing about how this pony was just treated to the warmest, funnest, most fabulous reception she ever had. Darn tootin', courtesy of these fine ponies right here. Which, in my expert opinion, amounts to the first ever unvarnished, unrehearsed, and unbiased appraisal of a potential host of the Equestria Games.
So that pretty much means you're basically rewarding everyone who had to make up everything on the spot and had to do everything in one go.
Which can only mean one thing.
The next host of the Equestria Games is the Crystal Empire.
Well, whoop-de-frickin-do. And we also get to the part of the train station where... and of course we get to the part of the train station where Just for Sidekicks was getting into.
You know, it feels good to help others get something you always wanted but never had. Almost as good as getting it yourself. Almost.
And that is why you were also the main cause of this episode.
We'll still be able to come back here and watch the games when they're played.
Which will be like an entire freaking season later.
That'll rock! Oh my goodness. Bummer's psychic to miss out on all this. He would have had fun here. I'm sure he's having a great time watching all the critters back at home.
Think he's still got a handle on things?
If he's staying calm and collected, I bet he's doing a terrific job as a leader.
And of course we get under the situation where Spike at Your Service was about to have its moral. And I think that's another thing I should point out. A lot of people complain that Games Ponies Play should have come first and Just for Sidekicks should have come after because it wouldn't have been more of a following. But honestly, I honestly don't see why. I'm not really on that issue. And that was Games Ponies Play. I'm trying to really think of something to say, because on one hand, this episode does have problems, and it's really cliched, but it's actually kind of enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, this episode has some major problems. Once you see the major plot from you can pretty much pick up all the setups from a mile away. But at the same time, it was actually really nice Of course, the Crystal Empire is stunning like always. The humor is definitely on par up there in this episode, and there's a lot of funny moments to go as. And I'm honestly saying this episode was a lot more entertaining, and it was much, much more interesting than Just for Sidekicks, despite the cliche setup. So I think on the surface, it gets a B+. Okay? I mean, it would have been an A- if it was just a cliched story, it would have been an A-. However, Rainbow's behavior in this episode and being as overconfident and selfish kind of bogged it down to a B+ for me. But as a whole, Gang of Ponies Play is still an enjoyable episode, and to me, it's a huge, huge improvement over Spike Like at Your Service and Just for Sidekicks. So again, Gang of Ponies Play gets a B+, a major improvement over Just for Sidekicks. Whew. Well, this is it. We are at the home stretch. I'm Slick Hand Gamer, and I'll see you next time at the Season 3 finale, Magical Mystery Cure. We are almost done with Season 3. See ya.